Welcome back to the next session in engineering graphics. In the last session, you people have come across few of the problems on purely on square pyramids. There you people have studied about the square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid and hexagonal pyramid, resting on edge condition, corner condition and the beta angle problems, and some of the problems regarding about the slant faces resting on slant edges, and some problems on slant triangular faces by considering all the three cases of square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid and hexagonal pyramid. In today's class, let us know about few of the problems purely on special case problems, that is nothing but the cube, cone and tetrahedron. First, when it's come to the special case problems, two of the major problems and the very important thing we need to know about the special case problems is about these two. These special problems are direct problems. In the exams, they will going to ask directly. There is no any other alternative by changing the questions or by changing the details. First problem I have written is purely on cube problem. When it's come to the cube, while explaining the introduction part about the polyhedrons, the cube comes under regular polyhedrons, means all the faces and the edges are same, means a cube of 40 mm sides means the edges length and the height or width or thickness, whatever it may be, all the edges dimensions will going to remain same. Similarly, when it's come to the tetrahedron is also one of the regular polyhedron where all the faces and edges have the same dimensions. Okay, now I am going to read the first problem on cube. Here I have written the question. Cube of 40 mm side is resting on HP on an edge which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. Here a cube of sides 40 mm is resting on HP. They clearly saying that it is resting on HP on an edge, means cube have 4 edges at the base. On any of the edges is getting rest, which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. This case VP at 30 degree we are going to prove it in the last position. Full stop, means that edge, the resting edge is get inclined at an angle of 30 degree to VP, they are given. Next, full stop, draw the projections when an lateral surface containing that edge, I am going to underline this lateral surface containing that edge on which it rests makes an angle of 50 degree to HP. Means in the second position, the resting edge is get inclined at an angle of 50 degree with the reference plane, that is nothing but the horizontal plane. Now, first I will go for drawing the axis line. I am drawing the axis line. Next, I will go for writing the x and y and VP and HP. In the problem, they are saying that a cube of 40 mm sides. I already explained, cube means it is also called as an hexahedron, which are 6 equal square faces, means all the faces will be similar, and the faces that are containing the edge, the dimensions is also similar. Now, if I keep the cube on the horizontal plane, if I look the top view, the cube will going to look like a square in the top view. Now I will go for drawing in a square of sides 40 mm, resting on edge condition. Now it is all visible edges. Next I will go for drawing the projection lines, dimension line for indicating the dimension on any one of the edges of 40 mm. Now I'll go for naming the corners. Now it is a cube. Here in the cube, the base part and the top face part having the same shape in the square shape, and also it is bounded by the square shape in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction. Means A is at the top corner, A1 at the bottom corner, B is at the top face corner, C again at the top face corner, C1 is at the bottom corner, D1 for the top face corner, and D is for the top face corner, D1 is for the bottom face corner. Now to get the axis, I'll go for drawing the diagonals. I'm going to call this as O1. Now this is my top view of the object. To get the front view of the object, I'll go for drawing the projection lines. Now in the problem they are not given the height of the cube, but we know the concept that cube is a regular polyhedron. For this regular polyhedron, all the face edges and base edges are in the same dimension. We know that regular polyhedron is a polyhedron which have the similar faces and is also bounded by the same faces. By knowing that whatever the dimension they given for the cube 40 mm, the height of the cube 40 mm will going to remain same. Means the edge dimension they given as 40 mm, but according to the concept of regular polyhedron, we will going to draw this cube of length of 40 mm height because it is in a regular polyhedron. Means the height also remains same for this cube of 40 mm. Now this is the top view of front view of the object. Now to get the axis line, I will go for drawing the projection line from the top view. Next I will go for drawing it with a chain line. Now I will go for showing the dimension. It is 40 mm. Now I will go for naming the corners. Now A1 dash in bracket D1 dash. In the front view, only this lateral face is visible, that is nothing but A to A1, B to B1 lateral face is clearly visible for us. Again I will go for the topmost position, A dash to D dash. Again I will come here, B1 dash to C1 dash. Again here B dash to C dash. If I write the O1 dash axis over here, next O dash here. Now this is my front view of the object. Now I should go for drawing the second position of the object. We already know that in the question that the resting edge lateral surface containing that edge which rest makes an angle of 50 degree to HP, because in the second position the inclination is always to the horizontal plane. Now according to it 50 degree to HP means they are saying that the resting edge should get inclined at an angle of 50 degree to HP. If I consider this B1 dash and C1 dash as the resting edge, now I should go for rotating towards the right side of the first position. If I consider this A1 dash to D1 dash as the resting edge, my rotation should be towards the left side to the first position. But I am considering this B1 dash to C1 dash as the resting edge by knowing that this is the lateral face. This is the lateral face, that is nothing but B dash to B1 dash, B1 dash to C1 dash, C1 dash to C dash is the lateral face which containing that edge. I am making that lateral face as an resting as an inclined edge by considering this resting edge. By knowing that, I am going to rotate the object towards my right at an angle of 50 degree, but in the pyramid problems you people know that the concept that if they are given axis inclination in the second position, you are rotating the base first by subtracting the given angle in the given angle by 90 degree. But here the lateral surface containing that edge is parallel to the axis, no need of subtracting the angle because both the lines are parallel. Based on that, I am going to draw this B dash to B1 dash edge at an inclination of 50 degree in the second position. Based on that, I am going to draw a line of length 40 mm inclined at an angle of 50 degree. This is B1 dash in bracket C1 dash. Next, this is B dash in bracket C dash. Next, I will go for bringing this base edge, that is nothing but A1 dash to B1 dash, with the help of compass or with the help of the protractor. You can draw it with the help of compass. If I cut an arc towards this side and one more arc towards from the B dash to A1 dash. To know that, first I am going to measure from B1 dash to A1 dash. I am going to cut an arc. Again I will going to measure from B dash to A1 dash. One more arc from here, one more mark, you will going to intersect it. I will go for drawing a line. Okay, now to get the remaining point, that is nothing but A dash point, I will going to measure from A1 dash to A dash. I will going to put an arc here. Again I will going to measure from B dash to A dash, one more arc towards this side. Now I will go for joining this. Now I will measure from B1 dash to O1 dash to get the midpoint. I will mark here. I will going to draw this axis by the chain line. Now this is A1 dash to D1 dash. This is A dash to D dash. Now this edge is get inclined at an angle of 50 degree. Now this is O1 dash, this is O dash. Now to get this top view in the second position, I will go for drawing the projection line from all the corners. From A1 dash to D1 dash, I am drawing the projection line from the top with the filled arrows should be written to show the representation of the projection line. This is D1 point. Again I will extend that line with a thin line . This is A1. Again I will going to draw from A dash point . Now this D will going to appear here. I am drawing the projection line. I am going to extend the same line to get A point. I am extending this line from here. This is A1. Next I will go for drawing the projection line from B1 dash. B1 to C1, C1 is already here, I am extending this line, this is C1 point. Next I will extend this line with a thin line, this is B. Again I will come to B dash point, I will extend the projection line, this is C point, I will extend the same projection line to the bottom position, this is B point. Now I will go for drawing the projection lines from the axis, again from the first position. Again one more line to get the axis. This is my O1 point, this is O point. Now I have written all the lines in a thin line. Now I should go for to check the visible and invisible edges. First I will go for the concept of outermost edges are visible. According to it, I will start from D1 point, D1 to A1, A1 to A to B1, B1 to B, B to C, C to C1, again to D1, again to D1, C1 to D and to D1. This is my outermost edge according to the first concept. And second concept of checking the visible and invisible edges is nothing but if a observer is viewing the top view of the object is get inclined now, according to it A1 dash to A dash means the second concept is nothing but the faces and edges near to the observer is clearly visible. According to it, A1 dash to A dash, A1 dash to A dash is clearly visible, A1 dash to A dash is clearly visible, D1 to D is clearly visible, D1 to D is clearly visible, and the base and the topmost face, that is nothing but A dash to B dash, A dash to B dash, and from B dash to C dash and C dash to D dash. This top face is clearly visible for us because it is the near to the observer. Based on that, I will go for making dark of this A to B, A to B, B to C and C to D, and again this D to A. This top face is clearly visible for us. Next, the only thing that is not visible for us is about the resting edge to the observer. That is not clearly visible for us because it is near to the axis, not near to the observer. Now I am going to rub this line. I am going to draw a hidden lines for it. I am drawing the hidden lines. Okay, now according to the concept of visible and invisible edges, first thing is about the boundary lines are clearly visible and outermost edges are clearly visible. Second concept, the faces and edges are near to the observer visible. According to it, A1 dash to A dash, A dash to D dash, D dash to D1 dash, again D1 dash to A dash is clearly visible, means top this lateral face is clearly visible for me. I have written that. Next, the top base is clearly visible, top is clearly visible. By considering that, I made thick line. Next, the only invisible line is nothing but the resting edge. This is about the second position. Now I will go for the first sentence of the question. Here they given the resting edge which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. Now we already clearly know that B1 to C1 dash is the resting edge. By knowing that, I'll go for drawing the thin line, inclined line at an angle of 30 degree, at an angle of 30 degree. At an angle of 30 degree, I am drawing a line, thin line. Now I am going to mark the distance from B1 to C1, and one more thing, to find out the beta angle in beta angle problems, the last position inclination, whether they are given to the edge or given to the axis, the length of the first position and the second position should be same. If it is not same, we will go for the beta angle. But here we know that B1 to C1 length 40 mm is going to remain same in the second position B1 to C1. By knowing that, I will going to mark the length of B1 to C1. By drawing the hidden edges. This is B1 to C1. Now, how to get the remaining edges? It's very easy. We already know how to construct the square lamina in the planes, and also we have come across few of the problems in square pyramids. First, I'll go measure the from C1 to C. C1 to C, I'll going to put an arc. I'm putting the arc. Next, I'll going to measure from B1 to B, C1 to C and B1 to B. The length will going to remain same. One time measurement is enough. Now I will go for the diagonal measurement, that is from B1 to C or from C1 to B. Now from C1 and I will going to cut one arc. Again from B1 and I will going to cutting another arc. Now I will go for joining it. Joining it. Next, I will go for the similar measurement from C1 to D1 or from B1 to A1. I will go for measuring from C1 to D1. I will going to put an arc from C1 to D1. I am putting the arc. Again, the same arc from B1 to A1. Next, I will go for diagonal measurement from C1 to A1 or from D1 to B1. I am measuring diagonally. I am putting the arc here. Next, I am extending this line. Now I will go for the naming it. This is B point, this is C point, again this point is D1, this one is A1. Now I will measure from A1 to A, I will mark it here, this is A1 to A. Again from D1 to D, I will mark it here. This is A, this point is D. Now to get the axis, I will measure from A1 to O1 or from D1 to O1. I am going to put the arc from A1 to O1. Again one more arc from here. Again similar fashion, I will going to come to measure from C to O or from O to B. I am going to put the arc. Next I'll go for joining with the chain line. This is O1 point. Next I'll go for drawing the projection line to get the front view of the object. I extend this line from D1 to D1 where D1 is present. I am extending this line. This is D1 dash. Next from D point I am extending this line to the top face. I am extending this with thin lines. This is my D point. Again I will come to C1 point. C1 point is the resting one of the corner. It will be available here. This is C1 dash point. Next I will go for A1 dash. I will extend this A1 dash till here. I am extend this projection line. This is A1 dash. Next I will come to C point. I will extend this C point. This is C dash. Again from A point I am extending the line. A point is at the top. This is A dash. Again I will come to B1 dash point. It is in a resting edge. I am extending this till here. This is B1 dash. Again I will come to B point. I will extend this B point. This is my B dash point. Now I will go for joining it. Before joining it, the one more concept, that is nothing but the visible and invisible concept we are going to apply. According to it, the outermost edges are visible. Based on that, I will go for connecting it. Now for me, D dash to D1 dash, D1 dash to C1 dash, C1 dash to B1 dash. Again from B dash to B1 dash. From there to A dash to B dash. Again from D dash to A dash is the outermost edge. Next I will go for the second concept. The observer will going to view the object from the front view. According to it, the faces and edges near to the observer is clearly visible. When it comes to that point, you can observe here A1, B1, C1, D1. This is the base that is clearly visible, means the base of the cube is clearly visible. According to it, A1 to D1, D1 to C1, C1 to B1, again B1 dash to A1 dash is clearly visible for us according to it. Next, and one more thing, A1 to A1 is clearly visible. A1 to A1 is available here. A1 to A1 is clearly visible for us. A1 to A1. And B1 to B is clearly visible. B1 to B already visible for us. And the top face for this is the base part and this is top part. The top part, that is nothing but ABCD, is away from the observer. Based on that, if I connect it, these are the edges that are not clearly visible for us. That is nothing but they are far away from the observer. Okay, these are the edges that are not clearly visible for us. Now to get the axis, I will go for drawing the projection line from here. To get the axis, I am extending this line. Again I will going to draw one more projection line from the front view. From there, again I will extend this axis line to the top. Again one more line. This is O dash point, this is O1 dash. Okay, this is about the true final position of the object. Now you can clearly observe that B1 dash to C1 dash is the resting edge. Here also we can observe it B1 dash to C1 dash. Okay, this is regarding about the cube problem when it's come to the special case problem. First, 40 mm sides, top view are constructed. Again the length of the cube will be going to remain same because it's a regular polyhedron, 40 mm length. Next I will go for inclining the resting edge lateral face surface, means for this edge lateral surface, this is the lateral surface to an angle of 50 degree. Next I have drawn the projection lines by applying the visible and invisible concept. Next I have drawn the resting edge inclination at an angle of 30 degree. Next I have drawn the projection lines. After that I have completed all the visible and invisible concept. This is regarding about the, if they ask the problem purely on cube condition.